Hey there, everybody. This is Magnum Pi. I'm here with Teku, Golgotha, Vahilo, and Dark Templar, and we are Initiative Zero. So glad to have you with us again for Rifts, the Devouring Swarm, our second Rifts adventure. Teku, Golgi, Vahilo, DT, how are you guys doing?
I am in very rural Canada, and I'm hoping the power doesn't go out.
Yeah, well, that's a new thing in rural Canada, is power. First power went into rural Canada in 2015.
They have to light up the igloos.
That's
They
right.
actually just got their third paved road.
That's right. That's right. Out of rural Canada. That's where the road goes. Yeah, no. We've had electricity for a very long time in rural Canada.
Since at least the 70s. Actually, probably is true. Probably is true, actually.
Depends which rural, I guess. But yeah. My part of rural Canada had electricity long before the 70s.
If any of our listeners want to put a guess into the chat as to when they think rural Canada first got power, we'd love to see your answers.
I don't even know how we would govern correct answers based on regionality.
I'll try and find an actual value.
Yeah.
Okay, so Saskatchewan was 1949.
Don't give it away.
Okay,
There goes the
I just Googled when did rural Canada get power, and Wikipedia tells me
I just told you not to Google it.
Service.
I didn't hear you.
You tell me not to do something, and I'm gonna do it.
Nah.
All right.
I don't know. I'm getting some conflicting numbers here.
Well, one thing's for certain. Rural Maryland in the post-apocalyptic world of Rifts does not have power. That's for sure.
Segue.
That's for sure. I'm all about the segue. It does not have power. When we last left you guys, you and Lord Frommalaine were having words after you brought James T to him in a rather paralytic state. He literally disarmed James T. Well, I think, Sir Luke, you did half of that disarming, and
Yes.
Lord Frommalaine removed the rest, leaving him with basically a single stump attached to one of his shoulders that he could possibly drag himself around with. Once the paralysis wore off, James T. was rather vocal, to which that was quickly resolved by a sock in the mouth, a literal piece of clothing stuffed into his face, and he was thrown into the cellar.
MDC stock. Yeah.
Well, yeah. Yeah, and Mez invited you for dinner, essentially needing you to be around to talk with the other psychics in town about the visions. And so we'll kind of fast forward a little bit here. We're not going to go through the meal. I'm sure it had questionable stew or something like that. But over the next few days, you do meet with the resident psychics of the town of Finton. And just to be clear, calendar-wise, you're approaching the winter solstice of 101 PA. Okay, so crazy things happen on solstices and planetary alignments and eclipses when it comes to ley lines and the such. But anyway, essentially, what is the consensus that you all come to as you share your visions and the like? And Portland, you are present as is Lord Frommalaine, and a few other people in town who are not psychics are present for this conversation, is the following: that that the visions of the psychics are really only brief glimpses of what the future might be. The visions are shrouded in innuendo and symbolism. The exact meaning of these future sights are really left to your speculation, and that's what you spend a number of instances of these meetings doing, kind of trying to figure out what they all mean. But essentially, this is kind of what you come to, that the planet will experience the coming of 7 demons or 4 great dangers, each threatening some sort of oblivion of the world as you know it. Most of the psychics agree that this coming will be waves of destruction of a particular demon or groups of demons. And unless the danger is quickly and bravely met and the demons repelled or destroyed, they will inflict waves of destruction unlike anything that's ever been seen since the eruption of the rifts. Destruction will probably be the result of alien or supernatural invasion from another dimension. The most immediate and potentially devastating danger will arrive soon. What that means is unknown, whether it's days or months, but in the near future. What you come to is a kind of the name that arose as you refer to it as the Devourer or the Swarm. And much of the reported visions are similar to what you've had, this sort of cloud of armored demons that sweep over the land like locusts, destroying everything in its path. Others have that same sort of vision of the devouring of the entire planet to feed the insatiable hunger of some sort of thing as large as the planet. Everybody agrees that it is likely that the swarm functions as a single entity, not coming to conquer but to destroy. All agree that it is insane, driven by some sort of unreasoned hatred and a lust for murder and destruction. The swarm will show no mercy and destroy everybody, human and DB alike, that stands against it. And others have report visions of rifts opening and the swarm pouring through those rifts out and away from the earth. The devourer will likely arrive somewhere in the east of the North American continent. Some insist it will be in the region of the American East Coast. If the swarm is defeated, you'll be quickly challenged by a new danger. 4 demons with the powers of gods that will seek to also open up another dimensional portal that will usher in great destruction. The 4 will each act alone and begin their quest in different places on the same continent. Although separated, each one's going to share a common goal, which is unleashing destruction upon the world. Should the 4 meet, they will combine their strength and become virtually unstoppable. Wherever they tread, there will be sorrow and pain, pestilence and famine, and a great deal of death. The birthing place of these invaders, based on the images that you deduce and the additional knowledge provided from pre-Rifts books that have images of places and stuff like that from around the planet, is the continent that was once known as Africa. The next demon or danger has already established a foothold in the world. It was actually the coming of the rifts that freed this demon from his imprisonment. This one is weak compared to the others, and he will hide in the shadows and surround himself with people. He'll be a force of evil whose power grows slowly and steadily. Where this is located, it's hard to say, but this demon will not become a great threat for another 20 years. The last one, and its dangers are distant and unclear. It will arrive out of chaos to create even greater chaos, and the danger will again appear within the next 20 years and will grow quickly to threaten the entire world. However, it's very much unclear. It's kind of more a greater need for information. But it is the devourer that is what everybody is most concerned about.
The most relevant threat at this point, right?
The one that's coming most soon. Yeah, the one that's coming is soon. So, Frommalaine will ask for input from everyone about what they think should be done to help protect Finton. Do you guys have any input?
Well, I mean, I saw your militia. They're, brave, but not particularly well trained yet. So maybe I could give them a bit of a crash course.
Well, they're only simple wilderness men and farmers. But, as you know, with some moderately well-maintained northern gun equipment, they can certainly hold their own against most threats.
I think, Frommalaine, I have some equipment back at my garage that I should get to work on reassembling. I have a robot vehicle there that's still in need of a power source, but I know this other group of travelers, they left a vehicle out in the field outside of Finton that if we could get that back to my shop, I might be able to salvage it and use the power source of my robot vehicle. That would significantly help us defend Finton.
Yes. I think I've seen your robot. That would be a great asset. He looks over at Senate. Any other insights?
I mean, I appreciate that this is just one in several challenges we now face. I think having the robot is probably advantageous. I think working to refine the assets we already have, and I'll kind of nod in the direction of Sir Luke, is probably well worth it. But let's face facts. Those are limited relative to what we're dealing with. I mean, I don't want to suggest reaching out and trying to make contact with whatever is left of that facility. But what can you tell us about the people that live just, and I'll kind of point in the direction of the random chick that held us up for our truck.
The giant woman, yeah.
Yeah. The tallest.
Hmm.
Do you know anything about them?
They call themselves Shimarians. My encounters with them have been minimal, mostly just to let them know the extent of Finton's claim, and not to come any closer. They seem to be rather powerful. If we could use them as a sort of buffer between us and whatever comes, I'm sure they would be able to at least put a dent in it, whatever it is it might be.
Well, rather than buffer, it's probably worth trying to open a dialogue and explain the circumstance to see if this is something they might be willing to assist with, because they're more or less subject to the same threat by virtue of real estate.
Well, not much for negotiating, however.
Neither are they. That's why I was hoping you might have some insights into...
You're probably the best negotiator we got right now.
Yeah, and they're more, let's have a death fight as a means of negotiation, which just seems dramatic, if nothing else.
Well, I mean, if that's what it takes, I could do what I can.
Well, and then a lot of the other voices that pipe up are in favor of building fortifications around the town walls and the like, and, trying to find more MDC salvage that they can use to fortify the town to prevent things from coming in. Portland, thoughts?
Man, all these interpretations and stuff. Kind of got me a little thirsty. I could use a drink.
Oh yeah, he's been keeping it coming for you. A lot of beer.
Yeah, sounds good. With regards to what you guys are talking about, sure, I'm cool. Just get me near a ley line. I'll be fine.
What are you going to do near a ley line? Says Frommalaine.
Fireworks. Lots and lots of pretty lights.
That could draw them away from the town.
Yep.
Well, if we can herd them away from the town toward you at the ley line, that might be worthwhile.
I agree.
Do you have anything you can do that will protect the people?
Well, I can, if they're around me, I can put like a shield around them. But I can also be pretty destructive.
Can you move
Around
them?
one.
Can you move them anywhere?
Oh yeah, I can move whole platoons from one part of the ley line to another place if need be. I'm pretty good at escape strategy if you need me as well.
That might be a good strategy. If people can flee to the ley line, then we might be able to use that to save them. We would have to make sure that they're able to get there, though. The ley line's not close.
Well, there's a giant truck out there that someone can fix.
But there's a town full of people.
I agree. The more we can evacuate now to a safe place and have them camp out until this thing happens, probably the better. Leave the militia here. If we can get most of the militia back, then, or if they decide to retreat, then that might be the best idea.
And the people from the town kind of get a little bit upset about that recommendation, saying that they're not going to abandon their homes for months, and and wait for something bad to come at them. They want to fortify the town, right?
Fair enough. I get you guys' concerns, but when we know what's coming, perhaps we'll get a read on it. Be ready to leave. Don't even leaven that bread. Just start going.
And they kind of look at each other and nod leerily at the idea. So conversation continues and the like, and Frommalaine says, "Well, with this talk of ley lines, we need to take care of our prisoner, and we make for the ley line at dawn tomorrow." And
Okay.
with that, we'll fast forward to the morning of the winter solstice, which is dawn coming a little bit later in the day because it's dark. But needless to say, you are well on your way into the wintry cold. You guys are provided with winter wear that will keep you warm for the trek. James T is being brought along, essentially being dragged along by Frommalaine, who's really wearing nothing. He's not really affected by the weather, it appears. And yeah, he makes you guys make the long trek south to the ley line.
Sorry, has he returned our equipment, by the way?
Yeah, he has.
Okay.
He says you'll need it. We don't know what's already come through the rifts.
Excellent. So I got my armor again.
Mm-hmm.
As we walk, can I ask Frommalaine about Cade?
Okay, go for it.
Whereabouts did he end up exactly? Has he come back? Did he flee the town?
I've sent the militia men to find him.
So then he did leave.
Why? There's no sign of him.
Interesting.
All right.
I find it strange that he would just up and leave. He didn't seem to be that kind of person, but who knows?
What kind of person did he see?
Kind of skittish, but not somebody who would run off into the wilderness.
I don't think he was that kind of deserter either, but based on the information he gave us, look at the action it took, and look what kind of hot water it landed us in.
Well, to be fair, he made a mistake. He made an observation that wasn't true, but I don't think it was anything malicious. Just turned out bad.
I mean, if he's running on his own intention, then maybe he's thinking that it was malicious.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't get that, but who knows? We'll see. Kind of a moot point at this point.
Just kind of curious, to be honest. Having a techno wizard on staff might not be the worst thing either.
Mm-hmm. All right.
Even a skittish, potentially cowardly techno wizard.
Okay, so here we are. You guys roam through the southern wilderness reaches of Maryland here as you make your way to the ley line. And yeah, along the way, somebody can roll a d20 for me. High roll is good. High roll is good for you. Cool. We'll go with Sir Luke's. So you come across the remains of a battle, it seems. There are the remains of several supernatural creatures of some sort that seem to have clashed with each other. Denizens from another dimension that have clashed with each other. Really a gruesome scene with blood and bits of flesh flung around. The victor walked off to the east, leaving a bit of a pathway in the snow, a bloody pathway. You follow it, and you see that his remains are there as well. The wounds inflicted upon him by his combatants didn't allow him to survive much beyond about a few hundred paces from the scene there. So,
can we tell what kind of creatures these are?
You can give me a demon and monster lore check.
Demon and monster lore. That.
Yeah. You can't recognize the originating creature, the first creature's remains that you encountered. But the one that was able to wander away, you recognize as a broadkill demon, which is a rather tough but low-ranking demon. It has the ability to turn invisible and the like, which means there could be others like it around.
Good to know.
Mm-hmm.
I'll share that with information with everybody else.
Yeah, and Frommalaine nods in agreement. His assessment is the same. That, yeah, likely broadkill.
Well, then it may be possible that when we get to the rift and there's when we have one that opens up, Nexus opens up, something might come through, so be prepared for it.
Oh, yes. That's why I brought you along.
Yeah.
All right. And you continue. You continue to move along, and as you make your way closer, Portland, you can definitely sense the ley line. You're acting kind of as the compass here, making sure that you stay on the same path, but Mez seems to know the way. But as you draw closer, you can it's almost like kind of a rush of excitement, like going over the first hill of a roller coaster, when as you draw closer and the energies start to flow through you, I guess. And you guys make your way closer to the ley line, and it's overcast. It's not the brightest of winter days, cold, and the scent of the ocean still on the air from where you are. You make your way further south toward this ley line, and coming over a low hill, you can see it down in the valley, running parallel to a river that's running through this small river or stream that's running between these low hills. It glows just ever so faintly in the light of the overcast sky.
So I'm on alert to see if there's anything.
Yeah, I guess you would have sensed it as well, Sir Luke, being an Atlantean.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, and we'll say that you guys have spent much of the day walking, and I thankfully have only encountered the one scene. You arrive, and it's late afternoon. It's probably about 3 o'clock in the afternoon. And yeah, if you guys will give me, who wants to be the bearer of bad news?
Oh, I love bad news.
Awesome. So Teku,
You do it.
if you can give me a percentile check, it's not quite sunset yet. So every hour there's a 30% chance that a rift opens up along a ley line. So if you would like to give me a percentile check we're looking to see if a rift opens up during this first hour that you arrive at the ley line.
Okay, here we go.
No rift.
Wow.
No rift. During that hour, Portland, is there anything you wanted to do?
Meditate, perhaps.
You want to go on to the ley line itself? These guys, nobody else has gone on to the ley line. Frommalaine basically just threw James T down in the snow and is standing there waiting. But he's not, he's maybe 100 yards from the ley line.
No, I'll go on the ley line. That's kind of like my jam.
Yeah, so you stand in the ley line. You can feel the increase of power flowing through the ley line due to the solstice. And it's coursing through you. Now you can charge up, right?
I'm going to charge up, yes.
Yeah, because you can hold an additional. You can go all the way up to 720 by just standing in it. How long does that last for? 14 minutes. So whatever, but you can, if you stay on the ley line, then that can be coursing through you.
Yeah, which I will.
Cool.
Because it's awesome.
Yeah. Sir Luke, do you have that same ability?
I do. I have maximum 180, it says here.
Yeah, and it should last for...
My physical endurance is 26.
So 26 minutes is how long it will last in you. So if you stay on the ley line, then after a few minutes you should be full, right? And it will remain with you for quite some time.
Might as well. Could use that possibly.
All right. So you are there charging up. And that's about 4 o'clock. Anything you wanted to do, Teku? You don't quite work the same way, but
I would probably meditate just to make sure that I'm open to the secrets of the universe in case clairvoyance needs to activate or some such.
Okay, sounds
Otherwise,
good.
I mean, we're kind of rolling in force here, so.
Yeah, cool. Anything for you there, Gotrick?
Just kind of, I guess, I don't meditate and all that kind of stuff, but kind of making sure that my weapons are ready and all that. Would I be able to, like, I didn't say whether or not I was bringing stuff specifically, but kind of getting a spot to kind of build some cover.
Yeah, you can set up some makeshift cover and the like. Yeah, just to have something to kind of be behind. Yeah, for sure.
Well, just like if something comes out of the ley line, like, I don't think we're all going to be needed to kind of deal with James T there. So, but if something comes out of the ley line, kind of have a defensive position.
Yeah, and speaking of James T, he's just kind of flailing as much as he can, screaming out something into the mega damage sock in his mouth. He's just, he looks rather pitiful, really. But yeah, Gotrick, you kind of at least create some kind of sight line blocks, right? So that you've got a bit of a place to hunker down. And so that's from 3 to 4 o'clock. If we take a go now from 4 to 5, this will be the last roll of regular stuff, and then we'll make a roll for sunset. So, Teku, do you want to do the honors? Oh, you sorry, Sir Luke.
No, Teku can.
No.
Teku hasn't.
No, I did the last one. Good luck to you.
Okay.
I will
Golgi.
personally blame you if you screw this up, though.
Boom. There we go.
Yeah. No, it's the biggest rift of
We had to happen eventually.
Did we though?
Right.
Yeah.
All right. And so what we need here is a another percentile check there, Golgi.
And this
Do
is
we want high or low?
87. Okay. So Portland, you can sense a rift opening. It's about to open here. So you're made aware. Senate, your sixth sense will kick in so that you know that this is coming.
I will
I'm
immediately
backing out
stand up and try and warn people.
Yeah, backing out of the rift or backing out of the ring.
Yeah. And
Sorry, how long was I able to meditate just as far as getting ISP back?
an hour.
Oh wait, we've slept since.
Oh yeah,
our
you
last
should be
session.
you should be
One of the
full.
days.
Yeah. Okay. Never mind.
So you're just down the 2 from your sixth sense.
Okay.
Yeah. So a medium-sized dimensional portal begins to open up, and the way a rift opens is, well, it's basically like a tear in space, right? It starts just as a little bit of a pinprick of light, and then slowly opens. It's like a line is drawn down and widens. It opens wide. It's about 70 feet high, and it tears open. It basically touches the ground, and it's almost like like an oval that opens in space there. And it is a calm, beautiful, shimmering edged oval that is clear enough that you can see through it into another world.
And what do we see there?
What you see is, well, it's a mountain by a lake. And on the far side of the lake are trees. Compared to your time of year there, it seems to be late spring or summer. And the water, you can even hear the water kind of washing up against the rocky shore of the mountain there. You guys are peering at, from a position that's right along the edge of the mountain. And now I need another percentile check. All right. All right. And Frommalaine looks out at the scene, and he steps closer, a tentacle reaching back and grabbing James T. The stump on his arm is flailing like he's just trying to do anything to resist it, shaking his head. Anything from you guys?
Well, he's going to go into a place that's a lot warmer.
Is that what
It's
you
almost
say, or is
bucolic.
that what you say?
No, that's what
Okay.
no, that's not what I'm saying. It's almost bucolic, though. No, I'm just preparing for anything to come out.
All right.
Well, it's kind of keeping aimed on that portal,
Okay.
on that rift.
I'm still meditating.
Okay. You're not paying attention to the rift?
Nope.
Okay, so you are meditating. Okay. Senate?
Yeah, I will. Actually, wait a minute. I don't actually know the interaction here. My my techno wizard sword.
Mm-hmm.
Can it be activated using some of the power of this ley line because it's just kind of floating around?
No, because you don't know how to channel magic energy.
Oh, okay, fair.
Yeah.
Well, in that case, I'm
you
still
do know.
pulling a.
Yeah, you're pulling the extra ISP that you get from being on a ley line, but
Yeah. I don't really wish to tango up close, though, so I would still probably just pull my rifle.
Okay.
Start taking aim.
Okay, you aim at the open portal. Mez walks closer to the portal and holds James T up and says, James T, you took everything from me. And you can hear his claws crushing around James T's chest. And you can hear the crinkling of metal, just as, mega damage robotic claw meets mega damage robotic body. You took my wife. You took my body. And then you took my freedom when you threw me into another dimension through a rift much like this one. And leave you half dead, barely able to move, just like you left me. And he reaches forward with another claw and pulls the gag out of James T's mouth. He says, do you have anything left to say for yourself before we're done with you? And he says, Mez, look, haven't we been even enough here? There's horrors coming. I overheard your conversation. You know what's in those caves. You know what I can use. You know what we can do with them. We can withstand any sort of onslaught. Anything any of you want to say?
Nope.
My eyes open
Okay.
when I hear this.
Okay. Blink. Your eyes open, and I'm assuming that your eyes are just glowing with magic energy at this point. You're just saturated.
Yeah, I'm Raiden. That'd be awesome.
Pretty much.
Pretty much. And I'm
All right.
like, that's got to be the dumbest suggestion I've heard in a long time.
And are you just
We know what those things.
Sorry, are
I'm hovering.
you're floating in the ley line? Okay.
Yeah,
Cool.
I'm floating. And I'm like, just
Okay.
yelling down, like, that's gonna be like the dumbest shit I've heard. And I hear voices all the time. You think we're gonna allow you to have control of those death robots when all the shit that's been done to you? You're gonna immediately want revenge. But that's ridiculous. There's a reason why we closed that cave off and gave it to those Shamarians, or whatever they call them. Because obviously they're dangerous, and so are you, and they will make it just as dangerous. Just throw them into the fucking void. And I close my eyes back.
All right. Frommaline's, you can hear the mechanical tentacle contract back into Frommaline's body as he brings James T closer. And he leans forward and he whispers something into his ear. And he brings him back and lobs him forward. As he does so, as James T is traveling through the air, the scene of the rift shifts. And what was once a sort of scenic mountain lake with a forest becomes a almost like a bustling metropolis. You see skyscrapers. There are vehicles like helicopters moving through the sky. Cars driving on the road, and what you note flying by is a being dressed in a very skin-tight costume with a long cape, flying without any assistance from any sort of vehicle. Has a strange sort of kind of striped pattern on his costume there, and he stops and gazes into the rift, through the rift, looking back at you as James T goes flying from the claw of Lord Frommalaine, tumbling through the air and in through the rift, impacting this caped person on the other side. They both go tumbling through the air. And, Frommalaine yells, No! Close the rift! Line Walker, can't you close the rift? You can all see through the rift the man with the cape basically holding on to James T, tumbling back through the sky. He catches himself, orients himself, and stops hovering in the air and points at you through the rift and begins to move toward the opening. Anybody want to do anything?
I'm going to turn on my armor.
Okay, you activate your armor.
Can I interact with people psionically through the rift?
You don't know.
Do we? Is this perceived as a threat?
Well, he's pointing your way. He's more pointing. If you're on the ley line itself, he's more pointing in the direction of Senate Gotrek, Sir Luke, and Lord Frommalaine, because you're more beside the rift than in front of it.
Right.
But
Okay.
But you can still see what's happening. It has a wonderful viewing angle, I guess. But
Okay.
Can I
But,
spend some time to aim at this?
yeah, you can. Totally,
I just want to aim at this guy.
yeah, you totally take aim at him. Sure.
Yeah, I'll do the tendril thing.
Okay, leyline tendril bolts lasts for 1 round. Creates a sphere of energy that encircles your hand or appears floating in your palm. 4 bolts of mystic energy emit from the energy sphere and strike up to 4 different targets. At most 2 energy tendrils can strike him, but James T is another target that you could strike with 2 other tendril bolts. So,
Will do.
yeah. Okay. So you can cast that, and it's in your hand. You you can each attack, right? That's an attack from that there. Yeah. So you would have to use an attack to do that. Okay, so you cast that spell. Gotrek's taking aim, and Lord Frommalaine, his tentacles go out. All of his vibroblades come out of the tentacles, kind of assuming a defensive posture there. And Senate, anything from you?
I mean, I don't really want to aim at this guy because he's just kind of a passerby. Can I try to hold my hand up and no, I'm breaking my rule. I can't gesture at people anymore, otherwise just go sideways. Is it on the ground?
It touches the ground, yeah.
Okay. I can make a telekinetic bubble that's 40 feet wide. No, that's not. I don't think I could center it in the middle of the rift to fully encapsulate it either.
No.
Oh, it would be touching the ground, I suppose. But anyway. Can I try to telepathically reach out? Try and communicate?
Yeah, you can certainly give it a go.
Let me find the specific ability. I believe it would be telepathy. Yeah. Yeah, he would well be within my range of 140 plus 40 per level. Yeah, so I'll try that.
Okay, cool. So you reach out there. Are you trying to read a mind or communicate, or what are you trying to do?
I'm trying to communicate more so than read a mind. I will get surface thoughts as this is happening,
Yeah.
but
Okay. So do you want to say anything, or?
optimally,
Okay.
dangerous here, stay away.
Okay. You give him a warning of danger. Okay. The surface thoughts that you pick up are essentially stay back, right? He's basically holding James T by the back. I don't know what he would hold him by here, but anyway, and he's pointing at you essentially to stay back, and he's flying through. You get the idea of, need to keep the world safe, right? He looks like he's about to throw James T back through the portal, and and then of course he hears your warning, and that gives him a save versus psionics, which he does, and so your telepathy will be severed then.
And I'll tell the others he's not looking to fight, he's looking to protect his home. So
I figured as much.
Let's not aggravate the situation further.
Yeah, and you can all see that he's winding up to throw James T back.
Oh, Jesus.
Well, you say that.
There's no way to close this, eh?
Not
That I have. Sorry.
Right.
I yelled
Frommalaine
down to Frommalaine, like, who is this?
says, I don't know. We can't let him return James T.
Why don't we just destroy James T then? Ourselves.
And he's like, no, right? He seems very frustrated by that idea.
This is unduly complicated.
Yes. If he leaves him here, this guy goes away, we don't attack, and we can still destroy James T. Maybe not the way you wanted him to be destroyed, but he's destroyed. I know it's not the justice that you had in mind, but it's still justice.
It's the justice we need right now.
And he's like, no. He did this to me.
Right, and that's what makes this personal. I get that. Do you want justice or not? We can serve it right here. I can just zap him to smithereens, or you can have an enemy that we don't know the abilities of in this rift. Do you want to go making more enemies?
No, he says.
We have enough problems. So let's just take James T, destroy him ourselves, and eat lunch.
And Frommalaine walks up to the edge of the rift. Yeah, he kind of anchors his two lower tentacles to the ground as he lifts himself into the rift using them, and just kind of suspends himself on the other side of the rift, his tentacles gripping into the snowy ground, and the other being begins to approach. Anything you guys want to do?
I'll go closer so I can see what's going on, but I don't want to enter the rift.
I'm going to urge the lowering of weapons while lowering my weapon.
I don't have my weapon up, so...
All right.
I have my gun still aimed, and I'm not thinking that I want to take it down.
No, you're still locked onto that guy. So you've definitely got aim on him. Okay, he's approaching Mez and flying toward him. And they begin to he approaches, just kind of holding James T in front of Mez, and they seem to be having words. You can't really make it out through the rift.
I feel like if he's wanting to throw James T back that quickly, then they've already experienced James T there.
I mean, objectively, you've got a screaming robot man with no arms or legs come flying through at you, waving stumps. Be kind of alarming.
All right. Any actions, Portland, Sir Luke?
I'm just holding.
So my spell's still being casted, right? Or I'm readying my tendrils still.
Yep. It has a duration.
Yeah. So I'm going to, I guess, kind of float down to a more advantageous spot.
Okay. Sure. Give me a sense rift roll there, Portland.
A sense rift roll.
No. Maybe there actually is no. Give me a sense ley line then.
Okay. Submit. Right, good.
Yep. Perfect. So you can sense that the power is fluctuating. Right. A rift uses up a lot of power when it opens up, and the fluctuation of the power in the ley line. There's an instability here, and you can kind of even you can see the magical energy that surrounds the opening of the rift, kind of wavering.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm going to mention this. Hole's closing, boys.
Yes, get back in.
He can't seem to hear you from this side of the rift.
They're both inside the rift, right?
Yeah, Mez is anchored back by his two robotic tentacles.
Okay.
Maybe give
Get someone.
one of the tentacles a non-MTC smack and get his attention.
Oh yeah, I'll do that. I'll give it a smack and tell him, like, wave him to come in.
Okay, you hit it. Mez glances back at you, taking his eyes off of the caped man there, who, and, you know, his robotic eye glares back at you.
And I'm kind of motioning to get back in, kind of motioning that the rift is about to close.
Okay, and the caped man flies back up holding James T and gives him a toss toward the rift, having seen what you said as well. Does anybody want to do anything?
I might
Yeah.
try and use
Ooh.
telekinesis and do an armless, legless fastball special.
Okay. I need you to give me then what would be the equivalent of a parry check with your telekinesis. I believe you get a bonus to that.
+4 to parry.
So you have a +4 to your roll. I'm going to roll for this guy. $22.
Oh, what the hell?
That's what you have to beat.
I have 6 cents up. That I don't think that gives me parry though. Let me double check. It'd be really handy if it did.
I think it does.
Excuse me,
Plus
dodge.
3 to parry and dodge.
Oh, okay then. Never
So
mind.
you have a +7.
Ow.
Unfortunately, not high enough.
He hadn't rolled like a madman.
Yeah, really. So James T, you try to catch him. He comes sailing through the rift. Ah! Like that. Mez looks infuriated. A tentacle lunging out toward this caped guy. And
Why?
because he's angry. That's why.
Massive toddler.
Can I pull him in?
After his attack, yeah. And the caped man will roll to parry, which he does.
Cool.
Blocks the tentacle. Sir Luke, you try to
I'm
pull
gonna try. I'm gonna try to pull him in.
Okay, and you probably can. What's your strength again?
My strength is. Let me see here. Oh, sorry, lost my character sheet. My strength is. Let's get the right page here. 36, I believe.
Okay.
So, yeah, my strength is 36, and my maximum lift is 1,872 pounds.
Okay. Yeah, you can move him for sure. You grab basically the tentacle and give him a pull. His leverage is not great right now, right? He's partly anchored back this way. So yeah, you can certainly chuck him, grab him and pull him back in, and as you pull him back in, as his head breaks through the barrier of the rift, he's like, "No!"
He's already through. He's already been thrown through. No, don't wait. Just come back in.
Gotrek,
Remember
anything?
the conversation we had like 2 minutes ago about not picking a fight?
Okay, Gotrek, anything on your end?
I'm trying to decide if that was kind of an act of hostility with him throwing James T back.
I didn't throw it at us. He just threw him back in.
No, he just threw him back kind of to our side. And then Mez going, I mean, he's not really attacking any one of our group. And he's not really coming through the rift to attack or anything. So I would just kind of wait.
Are you still maintaining aim on the caped guy?
Yes.
Okay.
I kind of more so want to see if he tries to come through the rift and kind of is I guess hostile, like unprovoked hostility.
All right. Portland, anything on your end?
The rift is still there, right?
Yeah, but you can tell that it's unstable.
Right. Okay, so either throw them back through, or we electrocute the hell out of this thing.
All right. You say that? Are anything you want to do?
Well, I still have my spell charge, so I'm not doing anything yet.
Yeah, that's
not
cool.
until something happens. I'm not gonna fire unless I need to.
Yeah, for sure.
I do that a lot, but I need a sign. You know what I mean?
Cool. Nice to see some restraint. Good. All right.
I'm trying. That voice in my head is telling me otherwise.
Yeah, Sir Luke.
As I pull him in, I'm saying your town needs you.
Ask
Yeah.
not what your town can do.
Okay, that's great. You
Trying
use
to
a.
appeal to him. Yeah.
Or what you can do for your
Yeah.
town.
That's right. You use.
I don't know what. I don't know
thick
that.
East
I don't
Coaster
understand the
accent.
reference.
Yeah. Okay.
I learned very well.
Yeah.
I am a.
So you pull him back through, and he's like, "I don't
While saying
care."
this.
Yeah, I don't care. And one of his tentacles reaches back in the direction of James T. James T is obviously too far for him to grab. Senate,
Not too far for me to grab.
this is true. Do you still have your telekinesis activated? Do you want to do anything?
Yeah, let's try and just pick up all of James T. And well, all that's left of him.
Okay. You can do that. You can do that with a strike roll. I believe you get a +3 to strike.
Are you
Okay,
kidding?
you can't find him in the snowbank. You keep coming up with clumps of snow.
Oh
And
my God!
Should not be this hard.
no, it should not. And the guy with the cape comes closer to the edge of the portal and is kind of examining the edge of the portal. He's not through the portal, but he's kind of surveying it.
What does he look like?
He has a long kind of black cape with a costume that looks kind of like it's a skin tight costume. He's very well muscled, kind of a white diagonal line across his chest and down his right thigh. The rest of the suit all red. He's kind of has a bit of a mask on covering his nose and his eyes, but his hair is he has kind of stark white hair. The mask is red, stark white hair coming up from the top of this mask, so it's not skin tight over his head. His eyes they seem to glow, and his jaw and mouth are visible, but the skin tight costume comes up over his throat, and it goes down his arms, and his hands are gloved. He looks to be wearing boots on his feet, but very kind of seamless with the costume.
I'm still pulling him in.
Okay, yeah. Godric,
Well-
anything else? Oh, sorry, Portland, go ahead.
Go ahead.
Waiting. I'm just waiting for this guy to be hostile. That's
Okay.
all.
Cool. Okay, so you're readying that. Lord Frommalaine is going to try to break out of your hold there, Sir Luke.
Oh my
All
gosh,
right.
seriously?
With a 10, can you give me a strike roll to hold on? Just ignore the damage. So you rolled a 19. Okay, so you still have a good grip on him. And he's like, let me go. And he tries to pull his tentacle away from you as you keep dragging him back. Don't try my patience, he says.
Like, holy Jesus Christ!
The exasperation of a cyber as he drags Frommalaine back from the rift. Senate, you want to give it another go?
Yeah, why not?
Okay.
Now, when you're throwing him, Are you physically grabbing him or using your mind to throw?
Oh, I'm hucking him with my brain.
Okay,
At least
so
that's the goal.
So when he's hovering, can I fry him and then you throw him?
It's possible.
Can I do that? Yeah, let's try that.
Let's see if he can grab him first.
You better grab him, bitch.
There you go. Now you got him. You grab him and pull him up out of the snowdrift. He's cussing and swearing at Frommalaine and now you, right?
Then me.
Yeah. Portland, you can take a blast at James T if you like.
God,
Okay.
it's happening again.
Okay,
What?
so
damage is 2d6 MD at level 1, plus 1d6 MD per every 2 additional levels of experience.
yeah.
And then the level damage can be regulated by the spellcaster in increments of 1d6 mega damage. So as little as 1d6 mega to full damage, depending on level up and made. Or anything in between.
All right. So 2 tendrils lash out from your orb. Okay, and he has to make a saving throw. So these things hit automatically. He does not save,
No.
which means he will take full damage. And
Yep.
Yeah, so you roll. So at level 3, you're level 4 now, so you're rolling 3d6 damage.
Alright.
All right, 10 points of damage as you blast at him with these bolts.
I do it twice though, right?
Oh, if you
Blast
double,
back.
if you double the amount of PPE required,
Yeah, 52.
then it will add 20 mega damage to each of the bolts.
Yeah, that's what I'm definitely doing that. 100% I'm doing that.
God,
Okay, cool.
it's happening again.
Okay.
I can't go anywhere without you splattering people on me.
He's technically not really a person.
All right, and yeah, that's for each bolt. So that's one bolt that hits him and another bolt you need to roll for. So
Alright, sounds good.
okay, so 19,
333.
and you add the additional PPE for 40, so you do 59 points of mega damage to him. You can see kind of the mega damage metal of his body kind of getting red hot and blading and kind of breaking off him as he screams with you blasting at him with the electricity as he hovers there in the air. The Gotrek, you notice that the man hovering at the opening of this rift, his attention is taken from the edge of the rift, looking through at what's happening to James T. And
He's like, what's he doing when he sees that?
his mouth kind of drops.
We're the
I do
baddies,
that.
guys.
I do that this time.
It's happening again.
Man.
Also, James T was screaming.
For a weapon?
Also, James T is screaming. So is Senate because he did not expect that.
Yeah, you're like, no, don't do that.
Like, what the fresh fuck?
All right.
Is he
Gotrek,
reaching for a weapon or anything? Is he taking...
no, but he looks, I guess, give me a D20 perception check just to see if we can see
He's scared out of his fucking mind.
something. Yeah, you can't read anything off of him, other than the fact that his jaw drops, right?
But he's not making any fast maneuvers to, like... I don't see him visibly searching for a weapon.
No, he doesn't seem to have a weapon on him. He seems to be wearing a skin-tight suit with a cape, and that's it.
It's like Superman.
Well, is that a gun in your pocket, or are you just...
He's just happy to see you. So, Sir Luke, you notice Portland unleash a destructive fury of a ley line on James T. Frommalaine.
He's got massive and huge, and like, holy shit.
Okay, Frommalaine's like, no, he's mine. He's mine. And he starts to kind of his tentacle reaching in that direction. Another tentacle sticking out. Did you want to do anything, Luke?
Well, how close is he to the James T? Can he grab him?
No, he's out of his reach.
Okay, well then I would let him go if he's like in going for James T. That's the whole purpose of this. Like I wanted to get him out of the ley line, not just to hold him back.
Okay, so you let him go then. Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
So yell at him, then go get him.
So you relinquish control of Lord Frommalaine, and he will kind of plant his feet and turn in the direction of wherever James T is floating, and move toward him to try to get a hold of him. The energy from the ley line fluctuating wildly. And Senate.
All right. So, still kind of screaming because all of a sudden, random aether destruction. And let's see if I can toss him through the rift and away from this guy, and well past this guy, in fact.
Okay.
So we're going to shoot
So that's
past the goalie, but between the posts.
okay. So you're taking kind of a targeted shot to try to get.
I have like control of him out to a distance, right?
You do.
So even if it's like unnatural angles at really high velocities, that works too.
It's not super high velocities, right? It's you don't have a lot of speed with telekinesis.
What's the range? It's 100 feet a level.
That's how far out you can control him. Yeah, 400 feet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I don't know how many feet I can move him in a turn.
It's pretty slow. It's like a speed of 10, right? Or something like that. Is it
really?
Yeah, it's pretty slow.
Oh, I thought I was going to be able to just chuck him.
You can throw him. Yeah, you can throw him.
Oh yeah,
for
okay.
sure.
Well,
but you can't control him once you let go of him, right? Like
Let's do that then.
Okay, so that's so you're aiming for. You're basically trying to take aim at an area that isn't this dude, right?
Yeah,
like
I'm basically saying, bring me that horizon, except don't bring it to me, bring it to James.
Okay, so you'll take an action to wind up and take your kind of called shot. You're aiming for that kind of corner of the rift that's not where that guy is floating. Yeah, Portland, anything on your end?
I'm going to charge up again.
Oh.
Okay, so you cast... actually, how long does it last for? Let's see.
Oh, actually, I don't need to charge.
Lasts for 1 melee round. So yeah, your next attack, you can just blast again if you want.
I could. Yep, definitely.
Okay. Do you
I
want
moved
to
out of the way there, Saluk. Just throwing it out there.
You do it again?
Yeah, I'm going to do it again.
Okay. He does not save, so another...
Oh my god.
Give me...
That's a terrible
roll 66.
Will do. Oh!
28
Oh
and...
my god!
Yep, so that's 68 more points of damage. He is he's just looking fried, right? He's the remnants of his body are twitching and electrical and the like. Gotrek, anything on your end?
I was just wondering because it doesn't seem like this guy is being hostile anyways.
Nope. You can, if you want to wait for his action, he does look like he's about to charge through the rift.
Okay, so I will wait to his action based on that information.
Yeah. Okay. And Sir Luke, anything?
I'm not even sure what to do at this point. I mean, I let him go. I think we're just going to try to throw him through, right?
It looks like Senate is attempting that. Yeah.
So
He's trying to.
do it.
Okay. So the caped guy goes to fly forward there, Gotrek. You can...
Wait, do you see the second blast, which was more impressive than the first blast?
Yeah, that's what's moving him to action here. He's flying through... Yeah, he's coming through the rift.
Oh, why is this so hard?
Gotrek.
Who's he going at?
He's going at James T, it appears.
If he's going after James T, that's not really hostile towards a group. So if
I
he's
don't know
going
that
after
he's.
James
I
T,
feel like he's going to try and come save James T. So I'm just going to give him James T. and be like, "Here you go,
Yeah,
hot
thumbs
potato."
up.
Yeah, no, just got to get there.
yeah, like he's not being hostile towards like Golgi or sorry, not Golgi. Um, but like he's not being hostile towards any of our group. So I'm gonna let him go to James T.
Okay. So you just keep tracking him with your weapon as he flies through. He flies very quickly through, and as he breaks the barrier of the rift, you just hear "Unhand him, villains!" And he flies toward James T. Senate.
Throw him through.
And I will shout, "He needs safety away from here," and then I will send him on his merry way
And you do that by doing what?
by tossing James T.
Into the rift at him.
into the rift.
Okay, give us a roll with your bonus.
You got to roll well.
Don't do that. No, I don't.
You got it. You got it.
No,
You
I
got
do
it.
not. Don't do that.
You got it.
Yeah, no, he's gone. Bye.
Ah,
See ya.
See, that was good luck.
Toodaloo.
Yeah, you
Take care. Come here.
you launch him into the rift. The guy with the spandex and cape stops in midair and turns on a dime and flies after him back through the rift, just as the rift collapses in on itself.
Well, that's a good time for a nat 20.
Yeah, and
Yeah, no kidding.
the rift closes up and the energies dissipate back into the ley line.
Did Nez get back through or no?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's back through. I'm just going
I-
to sit down and just put my
I
head
just
into my
noticed.
hand.
I've been spending a lot of ISP, and I probably should have been getting a discount from being near a ley line.
Yeah, probably. What is it? 1d6
Yeah,
a round or something like that, or 1d6 plus
1d.
something around.
It's a 1d6 per ability, I think.
No, it's timed. 1 sec.
It's different than magic users.
Yeah, it's not a discount so much as you get energy.
oh, I like that. We didn't have to fire anything on this guy and know what he was capable of.
Agreed.
I'm just going to sit down on the ground and put my head in my hands. And
Yeah, you get 1d6 plus 1
why does this have to be
ISP.
so hard?
You get 1d6 plus 1 ISP every round.
Oh, okay.
So give yourself 2d6 plus 2. Ish. You'll certainly begin to recover more ISP here. Mez kind of collects himself, stares at the direction of the ley line for a moment, and about faces and starts heading back in the direction of Finton.
I'll look at the other ones. So you're welcome, I guess.
Have you considered the relationship between your actions, like the consequences of your actions,
Who are you talking to?
Frommalaine?
And he begins to just march off up the hillside in the direction of Finton. And with that, we will end this episode. Thank you all for joining us. If you haven't yet subscribed, hit the subscribe button. Hit like if you liked the show. We'd love to hear from you in our comments. You can join us on our Discord. I'm Magnum Pi. I'm here with Teku, Golgotha, Vahilo, and Dark Templar. And we are Initiative Zero.